Seriously, it's like the best night ever. This song, I'm really feeling this song. This song, fucking best song ever.
Whoa! Yeah! March 1st. My voice isn't working.
Yikes.
My voice, okay. That was weird.
You right?
Just put my voice out of commission there. It's March 1st, Jake. Pinch and a punch for the first day of the munch. Piss and a punch for the first day of the month. Pinch and a punch for the first day of the month.
There she is.
That's how it goes.
Had it. You were all over that one.
Yeah. Speaking of pinching people, actually, I think I once used Ali Rosa as my source for this. So, and she's a Middlebury girl, so you might have the same. Did you pinch people on St. Patrick's Day who didn't wear green?
No.
Right? So I moved to California, and my friends got in this big issue with me. They said that's a known thing. And I was like, well, it might be known here, but that is not a nationwide thing because I've lived 5 places. I've never done it before in my life.
Sure.
And I probably asked you as well, but I forget. But did you pinch people and punch people for the first day of the month?
No.
That wasn't a known thing for you either?
No, but again, you're kind of asking the wrong guy. Like could have been happening around me for 15 years and I never acknowledged it, but I don't think so.
I wonder if that was somewhere local. Did you guys pinch people and punch people for the first day of the month? There's some other thing that people say on the first day of the month, like rabbit, something like that, something weird. You do anything on the first day of the month, Jake? You just get the date wrong?
Yeah, usually the first day of the month for me is like March 3rd, and I'm like, oh my God, it's March.
March sucks. Actually, I'm indifferent on March.
I don't know, man. I mean, the closer we get to death, February just went by so fast.
Yeah, well, we had a big event in the middle of it, basically.
I mean, Valentine's Day, the GF's birthday, spring training.
My birthday, your best friend's
and it's
birthday.
Actually, Jim, not a lot of people know this, but it's a couple days shorter than the other months.
Yeah.
So
that's what makes it special.
That's what I tell people.
Every
I'll
fourth
whip out
year.
my penis.
Rabbit is a superstition found in Britain and North America wherein a person says or repeats the words rabbit and or white rabbit aloud upon waking up on the first day of the month to ensure good luck for the rest of it. You know who did this? Jackie did this. So it was definitely some people did it in Middlebury. Shout out Jackie and Allie, Middlebury girls. Used to be best friends.
2 of your former loves.
Pat Hapkins excited we're talking about town.
I love Pat Hapkins so much.
Good morning, Pat. It's a wonderful March for him.
He just had his birthday. What a guy. What a day.
What a day. How are you? Are you in a mountain town?
I want to tell one of me and Pat Hapkins stories before I tell you how I'm doing. And this will translate to people. So Pat Hapkin, a larger than life human, literally and figuratively. And me and him, and Jim, this is one of those things. Know how people believe in like zodiac signs or whatever it is? Like, what do you call those?
You're like Scorpio.
Like I'm a Libra, you're a Capricorn.
This is something that people know so easily, but we don't.
Right.
We just completely. What's your sign? I don't know. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Well, anyways, most of the people I have a strong connection with in my life. Yeah, I think astrology, zodiac signs. We were there.
Astrology. Boom. We got it.
There's usually a February connection. All my serious girlfriends are late February. You're a late Feb guy, late to mid.
Does Jess know about the other ones?
Yeah.
Oh.
Steph.
Past girlfriends.
Yeah, buddy. So anyways, Pat Hapkins, one of them, and me and him have always had a cosmic connection to the point that, and again, I don't know, does this stuff still happen in schools? Me and Pat kind of ran one of our language arts classes. Like we just had full reign to the point that everyone had an individual desk, but me and him shared a 2-seat desk on the side of the classroom, like facing in. And we put up his last name is Hapkin and my last name's Storielli. So we put up a sign that said the Happy Story Company. And we basically just dictated the class. I don't know. Does stuff like that still happen?
Probably. I haven't been in school for 10 years.
Right.
But me and Big Evan of Evan and Co. did that in our history class.
Right.
Because and this is our good story, Evan and I in history class. We had this teacher who's probably 23 years old, young kid.
Sure.
And it was his first time ever teaching. So we just treated him like hell.
You didn't torture him, did you?
A little bit. I've told the telephone story before. But we would have to split up into groups, read a chapter, and then present the chapter on like our half of the whiteboard, and then explain it to people. So everyone's just like writing their key points down and their bullet points. Me and Evan did it completely and John Platt might have been involved as well, completely in code. But it was our own code that we made up. So like when other people looked at our board, it was triangle, circle, dash, 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 triangle.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, what the fuck is this? And I think he was upset at first because it looked like we hadn't done anything, but just put gibberish. And we're like, no, this means the pyramids were built around when there was a full moon. Like add it all. And Mr. Nolan was just like, what the fuck? Like, okay, I guess that's good.
Yeah, if you guys really dedicated this time, we could have learned a lot more.
Yeah, but that was fun.
Yeah. If it's leave us a review and send us some of your ridiculous school stories, because I had another one approach in a math class where we shared a double desk and we got compared to the two Muppet guys because we would basically catcall the whole class.
Oh, like Stanley and Waldorf? Is that their name?
Yes. Wrong. Like, what are you guys doing?
There's a Stanley and Waldorf back and forth that is hilarious. I wish I knew what to Google so I could put it in the soundboard right now. I haven't listened to it in a while. It's not Stanley and Waldorf anyway. I don't know what it is.
I think Waldorf's right. I don't know the other one. But yeah, Jim, I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. Or no, I'm not. That's a total lie.
Wow.
I'm in Park City. So a little less of the Mormon stuff. But yeah, I'm the famous Treasure Mountain Inn.
Wow.
That's where I'm at currently. 74.5-star reviews on booking.com, booking.yes. Thank you for sponsoring us. And yeah, I'm hitting the slopes in a little bit. I think the plan was to leave at like 8 this time. It's like 7 now. I think we'll be good. I'm mostly dressed to hit the slope. So yeah, should be able to get a full rip in. Just another travel day. Came in, had some drinks. There was like a belated birthday celebration for my girlfriend because it's her parents. But it's like that. We already flew past that. What are we doing?
Also your anniversary.
We flew past that too.
Yeah, but your anniversary is on her birthday.
Like half. I mean, it's tough to say it's the anniversary of meeting her.
Yeah, but you guys were dating as soon as you met. I remember you telling me in the car. You said, I'm dating this girl. We're in love.
Which car?
You came out the film Grown Losers like a week after you met Jess.
Yeah, I was feeling it. I wouldn't say we were dating.
I have it written down on a piece of paper. I just started dating Jess.
Where's the piece of paper? Show me the paper.
Zimmer ate it, but I have a picture of it.
Okay.
I have a picture of a piece of paper on my phone.
You suspect.
But it's my old phone that I don't have.
You suspect.
I found
Retainer.
I found this.
That was wonderful. Bravo! I loved it. Oh, it was great. Well, it was pretty good. Well, it wasn't bad. Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good. It could have been a lot better. I didn't really like it. It was pretty terrible. It was bad. It was awful. It was terrible. Get him away! Hey, boo!
That's 10 out of 10 humor.
Get them away, boo!
That's That might be my top 10 jokes.
Wow.
Ever.
Okay. It's really good. Statler. It's Statler and Wardoff.
Statler and
Waldorf.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little hungover, about to hit the slopes in a little bit, getting some JJR going. How you doing, James?
Good. Good. Yesterday I was a bit overwhelmed with how much there's going on in the Talking Yanks world. For the first time, I'm behind. So we have these daily episodes going out, and Brett Gardner went out today. Tomorrow's is not scheduled, exported. Neither is Sunday's. So I'm behind that. I got a 2-hour session coming up to make the website better.
Yeah.
Totally redoing the website. I got to redo the Facebook. I just got a lot going on. And yesterday I kind of overloaded my brain. It was like steam coming out, and I just had to quit and give up. So hoping today goes better.
Nice, dude.
Because I don't know where to start. That's the main issue.
Okay.
But we'll see. So hopefully this weekend goes better. Let's get into
start at the beginning.
It's tough to find that. Let's go.
I hated it.
There were parts that weren't that bad.
That one got me good.
UConn loses on a buzzer beater to Wichita State. Has not won a true road game all season. That's not good. Troy Tulowitzki hits another home run. Not an opposite field flip shot this time. He powered one to left. An absolute bomb. It's not 2 homers in 2 games. It's spring. It means nothing. Tavares returns to play the Islanders, the team that he was adored and loved by, and then left in kind of a bad way. He gets rocked. His team gets rocked. The Islanders win 6-1. With that win, the Islanders now have 81 points, surpassing their total from last season with 19 games to go. The Knicks turn the tank swag on. Jake wrote that line. Lose to Cleveland, but they did scare the fans with a potential 3-game winning streak. That would have been scary. Ooh. Did you watch any of this Tavares Islanders, all this stuff?
I did, actually.
Did you see I tuned in and out, like with the whole saga even before yesterday. Did you see that Dear John video the news team made?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, it's so pathetic, dude.
I think it's John Deere.
I got a John Deere letter. It's so pathetic, and I think even Islanders fans, like the TV station, did it on their own. I think even majority of Islanders fans were like, "Whoa, guys, that was fucking pathetic." It was all these Islanders fans like, "We trusted you. We believed in you. We loved you. You're a snake, traitor." Like very serious. And then it's like that was it. And it was like, whoa. Like, yeah, we can hate him in a half serious, half being overzealous sports fans way, but we can't be crying about him. It was pretty embarrassing. You
just don't understand that damn passion of being a winning Islanders fan and their historic history. I'll say this, Jim. Yeah, I think the news crew tried to swing for the fences there and kind of missed. Oh my God, Jimmy's ripping his corncob pipe right now. It's all fake. It's all fake. Jim, I'll say this: I'm all in on this. Outside of that one video, I love it. The intensity in the arena was incredible. Mm-hmm. People were going bonkers. It was kind of. It would be in a documentary if they were doing like a beauty of sports documentary. Like I would have that right in the middle. Like it's almost the reverse beauty of sports, but in its own way, it's still beautiful. The people are losing their minds. People are bringing in fake snakes and like hissing at this guy while they're wearing Tavares traitor shirts because the guy went out and got paid by another team. And what you said is even more important, and that's why I'm actually bought in, is that hockey is one of the few sports that somehow like a team can come together and make it work. And these Islanders are pretty good. And that's what makes me fully bought in. Like, just think about this. Jonathan Tavares is on the ice last night. They're losing 5-1. They ended up losing 6-1. People are hissing him, catcalling him. That used to be his favorite, like his number one people in the world. And now the team is better and he's like loathed. Like, I love it.
It's beautiful. What did you say? The beautiful world of sports or something like that?
Beauty of sports.
I mean, just go watch the YouTube highlights and look at the fan shots every time they score because they won 6-1. The place is that you would think the game was the Stanley Cup final.
It's incredible.
It's passion, man, and it's a bunch of Long Islanders. So.
Yes, that's the multiplier.
Which so many people don't understand. Like anyone that's from California or the Midwest, they're like, "Oh, yeah, passionate fans." Like, no, you'd hate to be in that crowd.
Yeah, that's why we call them Californians.
I don't even know what an equivalent would be.
Long Island's my favorite place in the world.
Yeah, I don't even know if California has an equivalent, like of a town or an area where it's
Fremont.
No, it would just be like honestly, like that would be the carjackings and robberies and that shit. Like it wouldn't be passion-filled people getting together. The Fremont people fight within themselves probably more than they've ever come together. Like Long Island is this weird-ass community of people that like treasure where they're from. It's very, very different than most other places where like, I gotta get the fuck out of Jersey. This place sucks.
Yeah.
I'm never leaving Long Island. Long Island, bro. So, whatever. Tulo hit a bomb. For everyone keeping track of Tulo bombs at home, we're now at 2. One was like a little piss squirt missile. The other was a bomb.
Yeah, and if you're not one of our Talking Yanks listeners, I think something I'm going to bring to the next Talking Yanks podcast, and I tweeted yesterday, tweeting that fire as always, Jim. You know that, but Tulo. If you're not connected to the Yankees, you're trying to get in, but you don't want to listen to our Yankees podcast. Tulo he's your friend not getting back with an ex, but hooking up with someone that has this terrible reputation of being like a playboy. And for Tulowitzki, it's a reputation of just getting hurt. Like he's going to get hurt. And now, Jim, you've seen it. I mean, and you're a part of it. Tulowitzki mania is happening. It's live.
I mean,
I know you're smart enough to know like what's probably coming, but you saw that first home run live.
Get in on a good time. If all your friends are jumping off the bridge, don't be like, oh, I don't know, that looks pretty dangerous. And then they all are in the water just like you're screaming and yelling how much fun it is. And then you're like,
my leg's broken. My leg is broken.
Get in on a good time.
Yeah.
Who cares if Tulo's going to be cut in like 2 months and actually not going to help this team? Spring training, Tulo's a good time. Get in on it. Enjoy the ride. Let your heart get swept up in nothingness. Put that on.
I'm already lost being an Islanders fan.
Well, the Knicks ain't doing much for you, but they kind of are. It's very tricky. Like the official Knicks account tweeted out like, not the result we wanted. It's going to be tough to be that intern that's not an intern. They're full-time jobs now. But tweeting out, not the result we wanted, and everyone on Twitter being like, no, we wanted that. We wanted
I mean, it's at the point where they do that and it creates more interaction. So it's almost a good thing to do that. Like no one's mad at the guy. Like he's lighting the spark that gets him more comments and more likes.
Yeah, I bet it's a girl.
Could be.
Yankees,
he or she. He or she.
Woman. Woman.
Okay.
Female.
Yeah, my Knicks lose 125-118 to the Cavaliers, who are their competition for worst record in the East. So the Knicks' strategy this year is unbelievable. They get their 2 wins. They go on a 2-win win streak to get some of the fans happy, some of the fans riled up. And then, yeah, they lose to the team that matters. So they're still net. They're doing great. You're doing great, sweetie. Put on a clinic. Get Zion.
Whoa. Did a bear just try to break into the cabin?
Getting attacked, I think.
Wow, that's scary. That's scary. Let's move on to the national news.
Sure. Thy freedom come, Jim. Bryce Harper signs a 13-year, $330 million contract with your Philadelphia Phillies. Philly rejoices. We'll talk about that. The Warriors lose back-to-back in Florida, losing to Orlando Sam's Magic. We'll talk about why that's more important to us. James Harden drops a casual 58 spot. He's good. And Jim, the other huge news from yesterday, Jason Witten leaving the booth to go back and play for your dad's Dallas Cowboys.
You missed the biggest news.
What's that?
Tim Tebow has now been a Met for longer than he was a Bronco or a Jet.
That's false because he's never been on the Mets.
Okay, semantics game. Semantic Jake. Tebow has been in the Mets organization for longer than he was ever in the Broncos or Jets organizations.
Tim Tebow could stay a minor leaguer till he's 45 because he sells minor league tickets.
With the injuries, they say he's gonna get his chance this year.
Yep. I'm waiting. And Jim, I'm gonna throw this back in your face because technically that's tri-state area news. Boom roasted.
Boom roasted. That was a good counter.
Yeah.
I just read about it while you were reading yours.
These nuts. The other thing, actually, the real national news I missed there, and is a big topic for us, Jim. You see the height and weight yesterday? Kyler Murray, your guy?
5'10", 170?
5'10.1. And he weighed in at 207, which just seems wrong.
5'10", 207?
Yeah.
Why does that seem wrong?
They're comparing him to Russell Wilson, basically, because that's all we've got. And Russell measured in at 5'10 and a half, 205. But dude, Russell Wilson's like kind of yoked and like solid, right? Like Kyler Murray looks small.
He's got a lot of muscle.
But he passed the test, so now it's over, Jim. I think the Kyler Murray hype train is starting to go. I think he'll be top 10, maybe top 5, maybe top 1. Josh Rosen, the Arizona Cardinals quarterback, took down all his Instagram pictures with anything Cardinals in it. So I don't know. I just think it was funny. And
when Russell Wilson got drafted, I don't think he was big at all. Like he was like roped up in the same way. I'm looking at pictures of his draft day now. He looks pretty similar to Murray.
He was still a little thicker. He had those Hicksy arms a little more than Kyler. Like if it came out that Kyler Murray weighed 170 yesterday, I don't think anyone would have been surprised.
Yeah, I'm just looking at pictures now. The arms are a little bigger, but they're pretty similar, actually.
Yeah. So I think the Kyler stock is basically gone from here. I think he's going to tear it up. And Josh Rosen has his Cardinal pictures up there. That was just the internet trying to start something. So I'm sorry, but I got caught in the caught. But yeah, that's kind of exciting, and it was fun. Like I took the tape measure out and started measuring my body parts, and yeah.
How'd you come up?
Dude, I know what it is. So I sent this to my Oklahoma City crew because I knew it sparked them pretty good, and measured my hand next to a tape measure, and it was like 9 inches.
I don't know, good or bad. I've never paid attention.
So Kyler Murray's was 9.5, and that's been the standard at the combine for the past 5 years or something like that.
Small hands.
So I was pretty happy with that. Well, I'm pretty small. So I sent that, and then everyone started sending one, which made me really happy because a lot of them are like engineers and stuff. So knowing that they took the 2 minutes out of their day to find a ruler, size up their hand, and take a picture of it, that made me pretty happy. But all of them were in the same range, but they totally have bigger hands than I do, big gloves, and I realize what it is, and I don't know if I've been secretly training for this, but I just have more flexibility in my thumb and pinky. I can almost go full horizontal.
How am I?
You'd have to put it next to a tape measure.
Just gauge it with your eyes. How's my hand doing?
You look decent. I think you'd be able to stretch it to 9.
Cool.
So
pretty pumped up about that.
Measuring body parts. Jimmy, let's do Bryce because I think
I thought you were going to tell us what your dick measured in at.
Oh, I never said I was measuring that.
Isn't that what it says here on the Google sheet? Measuring my dick, going to tell the audience.
Oh, I've got that in front of me. It doesn't say that anywhere.
Oh, let's go to the other dick measuring contest between Bryce and Manny. Bryce wins.
Jim.
Yeah, professional podcaster. Bryce wins. 13 years, 330 mil.
Biggest contract ever.
So there's a lot of fun stuff with this Bryce contract, but for actual talk contract wise, there's no opt out because Bryce didn't want one.
Right.
That's insane. And there's a no trade clause. That's insane. So Bryce Harper is a Philly for the next 13 years. I'm going to be 43 years old by the time this contract's up. He's going to get $25 million every year. This contract, how long until this contract goes bad? And I mean, that's how it works. I don't know how the money is allotted per year, but 37-year-old Bryce Harper's making 25 mil. So is 38-year-old and 39-year-old Bryce Harper. That's nuts.
Yeah, I think in that you're assuming every year after 10 is going to be garbage. I think you're hoping from years 7 to 10 that you get like one good year and a couple of maybe an okay year. And then before that, you're hoping he's good. And that's supposed to be the whole thing. He's 26, blah, blah, blah. Man, this whole thing was ridiculous because there was stuff coming out. I mean, there was stuff coming out the day of talking about how Philly fans had already started hating Bryce Harper because he hadn't signed yet.
He doesn't want to be here. Fuck him.
Yeah.
What a dumb group of fans.
Yeah, wow. And
then Yankees have their fair share.
Good for Bryce. Congrats, big guy. It's a hitter's park, so he should put up some really impressive numbers when he's healthy, Jim.
You're going to light it up.
Okay. That's tough for the podcast only version of this. And yeah, he beats Manny, he beats Giancarlo. So now the largest contracts of all time aren't all to guys from the Dominican Republic.
Ooh, their lineup's good. Like the Phillies fan base, they got treated to this offseason.
Yeah,
remember they traded for Real Muto,
Gene Segura. They signed McCutchen. They've added half of a lineup and upgraded at all of those spots.
Yeah, they still got Reese Hopkins and Odubel Herrera.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good team.
Yeah, it's exciting times in Philly. Aaron Nola is one of the best young pitchers in the game. Arrieta had a really weird Instagram yesterday with him.
Really weird?
Dancing around in a Speedo. I mean, it was hot. It was hot. So yeah, it's a really good time to be a Phillies fan. As you kind of know, I like Harper. I like that he's intense, and when he's right, I think he's incredible. So I hope he puts a couple good years together. And Jim, I don't know, whenever we come down about LeBron, or if I'm backpedaling after saying something kind of mean about LeBron, you kind of land on the this kid was in the national spotlight since he was 13, 14. And LeBron's never had anything really bad at all happen off the court. He's, done a lot of good stuff, role model, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you can almost say some similar stuff with Bryce. Bryce was in the spotlight when he was that young, and now, 10, 12 years later, he gets the biggest contract in Major League history. So good for him.
Our buddy Craig Calcaterra had a good tweet. I like the points he was making in favor of the contract. I'm trying to find it, but our buddy Craig tweets about one thing every second.
A lot. Yeah.
But it's crazy. But he was basically saying that the DH is going to be available before this contract is up. So in those later years, he can play DH, or the DH is going to be in the NL before this contract's up. $25 million a year right now is terrible, but with inflation in like 10 years, it actually won't be that bad. Maybe inflation hasn't really it made its way into baseball contracts yet. But those are some of his points. There's some others, but like I said,
he was saying Bryce is worth a lot more, and I know him and our other winter meetings buddies, Josh Kuznick, but he's an agent.
He's an agent.
That's a reason. But Craig thinks like a lot of people still think there's a giant free agency problem, and it's like, wait, didn't everyone kind of get overpaid? Just the time frame, or I shouldn't say overpaid. But if you went through Machado, Harper, Corbin, I'm even thinking McCutchen. I'm going to go through the free agent list again, but everyone except the bottom 10% of MLB free agents got taken care of, kind of.
Yeah, we're still looking at Keuchel.
Yeah, Keuchel and Kimbrel are still out there. And I guess, part of the problem is timeline, but like everyone should be on the same boat about that. Like the players still got paid. If anyone should be mad about the timeline, it should be the teams for not getting it done earlier. Like this was on you guys.
They said they had offers for $45 million a year too, but you can't trust agents and all that to give you correct information. But it's still with inflation, it should have been more, and with revenue percenting, it should have been more than this is the problem. But $330 million got paid. Phillies are that's crazy. If the DH does open up, then that is interesting to think like, well, but Bryce Harper's worth that money, dude, because he's a star.
Yeah,
Harper. How much money is Bryce Harper going to bring into the city of Philadelphia versus how much money is Machado going to bring into the city of San Diego? It's got to be 100 times.
We'll see. Those fighting Padres, Jim, best farm system in baseball. They might be good in a few years.
But the Phillies can build a community around a player because they're a diehard sports team, and now you have Harper, who is so fun to latch onto because he is, heel turn. He's aggressive. He's a superstar. They're going to have billboards of Harper all over. If he does well, the town's going to love him. San Diego can never get swept up by a sports star. It will.
Maybe now's the time, Jim. Maybe they've been biding their years till now.
But history tells us that they won't. Like, not one guy's going to go take over the city of San Diego because maybe.
Well, Jim, well-behaved women rarely make history.
Wow, we used to drive around town and Crass would scream that at women like waiting at stop signs.
But to your point, the Phillies said they believe that yesterday was their single day record in ticket sales. So there you go. Sign good players, and your fans will want to come to the games. Baseball.
Boom. Baseball.
Wait, we got one more, Jim. Jason Witten. Oh my God. You hit the whistle?
I hit the whistle.
Done.
Jason Witten's back. Do you want to do halftime? I forgot. We've been running long. You don't want to talk about it all? I mean, I'm not that interested. But is he going to die?
It's the best ever. He goes to the booth. Everyone hates him because he's pretty terrible. And then he goes back and he's going to play football one more time. How does this end well? Like the Cowboys win, and Jason Witten is just an absolute hero for life.
Yeah, that's
but anything short of that is bad.
Well, his personal perspective, baby, dude's like, fuck, I can still play It's the only thing I'm good at, and it's what I love doing. Why take it away from myself? If a team was willing to have me, especially the team that I already played for and loves me, like why not go back and play? You got to look at it from his perspective.
$3 million. Love that money.
Even then, he probably was miserable. I was reading Aubrey Huff, our dude Aubrey Huff.
Oh, boy.
He said that when he stopped playing, because he got an injury and all of a sudden, like, it was kind of sudden. He said he was the most depressed and he was suicidal and he had a gun in his mouth at one point because just like your life goes from you're a bus ride everywhere, people are cheering you every single day, people are getting your coffee, your coat, people are doing, you're a star, and then boom, you're literally nobody.
Yeah. That happened junior year of high school for me, Aubrey Huff. So
well, I understand that, but I mean, there is something to that, like the
oh yeah,
change of life is drastic, and maybe Witten was just like, I got to milk this for as many years as I can.
And I mean, that's the thing with athletes. They always say, or you kind of get forced out. Like Witten wasn't forced out. Like he was kind of told by his people, like, yo, this is an incredible opportunity. You could go in the booth, like blah, blah, blah. Like this would be a great business move for you. But if you're an athlete and you think you have more in the tank and then everyone hates on you for 6 months, like, yeah, dude, go ball out.
Greg Olson's getting the same thing right now. He's getting a ton of contracts to go join a booth, but he can still play. And he's kind of weighing the options. With a sport like football, you actually think about it because you're like, well, shit, do I put my body through this?
Right. But Greg Olson makes so much more sense because he's got the third leg Greg thing from Miami. He's always had a personality. Like he's well liked. He's like the prototypical football player. Like, he's a little bit douchey, but you like him.
Oh, like he's not douchey at all.
He's giant. He's got the nice hair. He was. He did a rap video that was third leg Greg, and now he does a ton of great stuff. But
yeah, and you're not allowed to talk about that rap video because he's got a good relationship. No, not you. Like to him, he's got a great relationship with Barstool. He loves Barstool and Prez, and Prez gives everyone shit and has like no lines. But even Prez never brings up third leg Greg because he like respects Greg. I like Greg. He's a good guy. But
excited to meet him.
Why go to the booth if you can still play? It was weird that Witten like accepted it to me.
Save your brain.
Yeah, that's why football. It's the one sport where you would contemplate it.
Yeah.
Maybe highlight.
Oh yeah, highlight's real dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Get hit in the back of the nutsack with one of those things. I die.
Get hit anywhere.
Yeah.
If I can't joke about third leg Greg, you can't joke about highlight because that's something close to me.
You can joke about third leg Greg. I said that like
okay.
He doesn't embrace it anymore. Like he looks back at that like, man, I was a douche from college. That sucks. I don't want that part of my story anymore.
Been there.
How are you? What was that noise that came from your thing? Someone trying to
halftime whistle blew, bro. We're moving.
I know.
We're moving.
That was the first halftime whistle.
I thought you already blew the second.
Well, we didn't count that because we talked about winning.
Oh wow! Now you're whistle checking me.
I'm the one in charge.
These shoes? I have no idea. It was behind that door.
I think it was a bear.
Could have been.
Anemic, starving bear. You could have saved its life.
By eating me?
Eating it.
Sacrificing my life?
An Arizona town apologizes to a 12-year-old reporter for threatening to arrest her. Welcome to the world of journalism. That's how it goes. A German family couldn't pay its bills, so the city took their dog and sold it on eBay. Tough. North Carolina schools are considering making 40% a passing grade, and Wyoming is opening up a school for one single student. Doctors performed a C-section on a fatally wounded accident victim who was not pregnant. And an alleged home invader claims that's just chilling with a family. Where do you got? Where do you want to go?
I think North Carolina schools considering making 40% a passing grade.
Yeah. I was
all
trying.
in on that.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
I don't think I am. I thought like at first, I think there should be something changed about the grading system, but I don't know. 40% should not be passing.
It's so bad. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I had one experience in high school where I had a grade that was somewhat in that region, and then I was friendly with the teacher, and they knew I was better than that, so they were like, "I'm going to give you a C, but like you have to do better next semester, otherwise I have to give you that grade." But like, I don't know, if some people don't have that in their life, like it can change the whole path of your existence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of. If you don't have what in your life? School?
Like, what if I wasn't friendly with that teacher? She knew statistics wasn't my future, and she didn't throw me a grade. Like, do I get held back or something like that? Like, it could change the whole outcome of your life.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to put a standard on anything school, but 40%, that's pretty low. You know what?
That's
I mean,
so low.
I moved around every couple of years.
Right.
I don't think many people realize that the whole country has different grading systems.
Yeah.
Southbury Pomperaug High School was awesome. A 94.5 was an A plus.
Yeah.
That is not like any other school I'd been to. That would just be an A. An A plus was 97, 98, 99. A minus was 90, 91, 92, 93.
Yeah, I think there's some elitist stuff there.
Yeah, you can just mess with it so that you can say like, oh, I got all A pluses.
I think they thought that their A's were A pluses for a lot of other people. I think that's why they did that.
Yeah, but I think you just say that too. Just like, just put it out there. It's crazy how different schooling is across the nation. And then I don't know, man. There should be something like a pass fail grade. Kind of makes sense. But then it's the individual student. Like there's some classes like, yeah, I get this. Shouldn't have to do all the homework. So because that's how my brain worked. I took geometry and it was the only math class that I got because it was like arguing basically. If this is this, then this is this. So I had Mr. Broderick. I didn't do one thing of homework because I was like, dude, I fully get this. Like you explain it to me, I know it. I can take the test. So I got all A's on all my tests, but I didn't do any of the homework. So I got like a C plus in the class. And it's like that's so stupid because I got all A's on the test. So why I proved that I didn't need to do the homework.
It's teaching you a life lesson, Jim.
Well, then I agree with that aspect as well. Like going to school is learning to learn.
So you agree with Mr. Broderick?
Yeah, I do.
Giving you that C plus.
Yes, in my adult years, I do. But as a youth, I was like, I proved that I know it. But there should be some pass fail integrate. I don't know. Grading, the whole school system's fucked up.
No, it's pretty fun. If I was a teacher in the system, I don't know if I'd do it out of protest or if I'd do it just to be ridiculous. But if they dropped it to 40% for pass fail, I would give all true and false quizzes. And just be like, well, guys, if you study a little bit, the odds are so in your favor.
Yeah, right.
That would be my life lesson to the kids.
Just be
like, if you see a situation like this in life, take it, learn a little bit, so you for sure pass this class.
Yeah, I was pretty big into cheating and just like that person knows more than me, so I'm just going to do every single answer they do.
Sure.
Mr. Becker's biology class sophomore year, I had Rat Tail in front of me.
Yeah,
he was pretty smart. I got the same grade on every single test that he got because I could see his test, and I was like, well, I could study and try to be as smart as Rat Tail, or I can just be as smart as Rat Tail by just copying all his answers.
Nice.
So I just copied every test. Okay, and then
life lesson that the teacher should appreciate.
That's how life works.
Yeah.
Like, will you get out of school system? Like, okay, find someone that's smarter than you. Let them do it. I was just, what's the term when you have a lot of tasks and you give them to your lower people? There's a term.
Dude, I'm so good at that. It starts with a D.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
I'll think of it.
Dilla.
Oh, we're dancing around it.
I hate when
Go
this
to the pregnant lady that wasn't pregnant.
Pregnant lady, not pregnant, died in a car crash, and to add insult to death, they're like, man, she must have a baby inside her. She's pretty big. Let's get this baby out. And then they chop her open and like, oh shit, she was just fat.
Delegate.
Delegate. I was just delegating biology to Rat Tail. And that's a smart move of me as the boss of my biology class. I'm going to have Rat Tail answer questions for me.
You should have seen my eyes light up when my last real world job I was good at. They were like, yeah, you just need to be strong at delegating. I was like, oh, you're about to see the king of delegating. So you're telling me I tell someone else to do it, and if they do it well, I get the credit. If they do it poorly, it's on them because I delegated it? Like, yeah.
I mean, tell that to a high school kid that's honestly how jobs work.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my dad delegates all day.
Yes. That's being a good boss is knowing how to delegate.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I would blow my old company's mind because I had connections just from being friendly and doing different jobs where they'd be like, okay, well, here's, for this job or this event we're running, we're going to need this, this, and this. And I'd be like, well, let's give all the IT tasks to the IT guy. Let's give all the sales tasks to the sales guy. We'll have the marketing team do the marketing, and we'll have the branch be there for the event. And everyone was like, whoa, this kid's going places. And I'm like, really? I smell like tequila. I'm still hungover. So yeah, business 101 today.
Yeah, wow, good for us.
Yeah.
So fat lady got pregnant or whatever. She's not pregnant. They just cut her open. She wasn't pregnant. Seems like an all-time.
I mean, did they just make an assumption? What happened?
I think so. What if she was pregnant and they're like working on a schedule? Maybe this happens every time a fat person dies and they're not sure. Cut her open. There might be a baby in there. Hurry up. We only got 30 seconds. No baby? Okay. She's dead.
Jeez. Okay, pretty sad article. We don't need to read that.
Yeah, no, she died, and then they cut her open and all that stuff. It's pretty brutal. How about the Germans? You can't pay your bills? Fine. Stealing your dog.
That's tough.
What if the dog couldn't eat, though? Like, they weren't feeding the dog. Then
there's some happy spins here. I mean, me and my mother gave our family dog away to a guy that was cutting down trees in our backyard. So that was a goods and service exchange. So sometimes that's how life goes.
What was the name of your dog?
Tucker.
I never knew you had a dog named Tucker.
Oh yeah, Tucker replaced my dad.
Okay. Did you give your dad away to the landscapers first, and then they were like, we'll take the dog instead?
When my parents got divorced, my mom got a dog to replace that void in our life, and it was Tucker. But we were little kids, and she was busy raising two kids, so the dog was pretty terrible. He basically owned the basement of our house. It took him like 30 minutes to calm down enough to like let you pet him. And dude, he's one of the fastest dogs I've ever seen. When I start telling stories about Tucker, I turn into Cam from Modern Family.
I never even heard about Tucker. Sounds a lot like my grandma's dog, Georgie.
A little bit. He had his nice moments. He had his own world. Like he wasn't allowed in the house at all. Like he was basically an outside dog. And we would let him run. We had a big leash thing that went from like two trees, and he would just burn it back and forth all day. And there was like the yard was torn up. Cause I mean he would just all day. He had so much energy.
What kind of dog was he?
He was just a mix. I think he was a mix of all these big breeds, but he was the runt of his litter. So he just had this like runt attitude, and he was gnarly, man. When he escaped, it was like 2 hours of your day was gone. Like he was the fastest dog I've ever seen. I started sounding like Cam. I was literally doing this the other day. I was like, you could hear him. There was trees. So there was like a path between my house and our neighbor's house, but it was like a full Connecticut tree line. Like you couldn't really see it.
Forest, yeah.
But when he was loose, you could hear him coming from the neighbor's lawn. You couldn't see him yet, but you could hear it sounded like a horse. And then he just whizzed by you, and you were like, that was bizarre. It's nuts. I recently did this, and I was like, yo, I sound like Cam from Modern Family. So I checked with my sister because she's the more logical one. Like I could have very well embellished this over the years. My sister was like, yo, I've seen a lot of dogs. I've never seen a dog faster than Tucker.
Well, were you sad when you had to give Tucker away?
Oh, so it was one of those things like my sister claimed the dog when she was like a young teenage girl because that's what they do. And then she went to college. So then it was me and my mom. I'm starting to get old enough that like I want to do stuff. My mom's been over the dog for years. So I think it was like it was before senior year of high school, maybe. Because yeah, I definitely want to do cool stuff. The tree fell in our backyard. Guy comes through to cut down the tree guy and do it in a proper fashion. And the dog's out there. And he goes, oh, cute dog. And my mom goes, he's yours if you want him. And the guy says, don't joke with me about that. And my mom's eyes light up. So she did a check with me. She's like, hey, guy kind of likes the dog. She gave me the you're going to college, maybe speech. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I guess, if he really wants Tucker, that frees up my schedule. I'm going to college. I'm playing it off like it's one less thing for me. Mm-hmm. And the guy, so next time he came over with his wife, who was kind of skeptical, but they were like, all right, yeah, why are these people getting rid of their dog?
Yeah. Did you cry? Did you give Tucker a big goodbye?
I did. Nice. But it was, and this is the part where my sister goes haywire. The guy owned these huge acres of lawn, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm just going to let him run out there. So in my head, I'm like, wow, the fastest dog ever. He's literally going to the farm to run around. But my sister obviously doesn't believe any of this.
Yeah.
And she shouldn't.
Yeah.
But I was there.
Can you ask your mom if you went to college and it was just her and Tucker?
Tucker would have been gone.
Yeah, what was her plan there?
Okay, I can do that.
Because it might have been something crazy. I mean, it might have been pound. It might have been just like.
No, I mean, we have hearts.
I know, but so what was her plan? Find out. Because there was no way.
I mean, the plan probably would have been to give the dog to someone at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, I can ask her about it.
All right, real quick.
Better the day, it's the better the day. Better the day, better the day.
Bet of the day, it's the bet of the day. And Jake's lost 2 in a row, and I've lost 4. Yesterday, we got screwed because KD didn't play, and we didn't know about it. We didn't know about it.
Well, you lost yesterday because of your reaction. The whole game was suspect. It threw everything off.
Listen, I know that
everything off.
I know that it's the gambler's prerogative and job to know what they're gambling on. But if I had known one of KD or Steph wasn't going to play, that was available information. Magic Sam told me it was available information by the time we were picked up. One of them wasn't playing. I probably wouldn't have made the pick I made.
It was, and we went the over, and it wasn't close. And that's fine. Now I'm a little cold, but Friday, I end with winners.
You haven't won a Friday.
What are you talking about?
This week, yeah.
It's true. It's true. What you used to love the stats. You got my Friday record there?
Yeah, of course I have your Friday record. Your Friday record. You're 5-2 on Fridays.
Yeah. So enjoy the money, people.
You were 5-2 on Thursdays, but you just lost.
I did just lose, and that's it comes with the territory, Jim. Mm-hmm. All right. We want a winner, right?
I like winners more than losers. Well, actually, that's not always true.
Yeah, that's not always true. Let's go. Well, you know what, Jim? That just locked in my bet.
Okay.
Because I wanted to bet on some losers to win.
Okay. Which losers are we betting on?
Jim, in an all-time ugly game tonight.
Okay. Like you playing yourself?
We have the Bulls playing the Hawks. The 17-45 Bulls are playing the 21-41 ATL Hawks.
This is a game of losers.
It's a game of losers. And actually, both these teams have been doing some okay things. Lauri Markkanen starting to play good for your Bulls. The Hawks had a couple nice wins before the All-Star break. Trae Young had a really nice month, Jim. I'm going with the Hawks. They're at home. Trae Young's playing well. The Bulls still want to lose more than the Hawks. The Hawks are kind of happy with a couple of their wins because they're fighting uphill because they didn't draft Doncic. They drafted Trae Young over Doncic. So everything Trae Young does good makes them feel better about picking him. So they still want to push that. It's a 2-point spread. It's essentially pick 'em. The Hawks are at home. They've got the better record. I'm going ATL Hawks.
So the Hawks are dogs at home?
No, they're favorites by 2 points.
Oh, I see. When you said you were picking a loser, I thought that meant you were picking.
No. Although the Bulls had a nice win over the Celts recently, but the Celts are in a skid. So that's cooking the books on this number, Jim.
2 points? I hate the Hawks logo, just to let you know.
That's fine.
One of my least favorite logos going. Because it sucks. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Okay.
It sucks and I hate it. Hawks have been putting up numbers. I don't know, man. 2 points between the Bulls and the Hawks. I don't even want to put effort into finding out.
Yeah. Follow your. Are you gonna go down with me? Basically, this is are you with me or are you against me, Jim?
Well, I'm gonna flip something. I'm gonna flip this dry board eraser.
Okay.
Fuzzy side up means I'm with you.
Nice. I was hoping I was the fuzzy side.
Yeah, it's like a Brillo pad, like your hair. Hard side, I'm against you. Here we go. I am.
Jake is stupid, but he's smart.
We're on the same team on this one, my friend.
Free money.
Free money. If Jake loses, his record goes to 19-17. Which
Play the fight song.
One step closer. And we are out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Wish Jake luck on the mountain. Hopefully he doesn't Sonny Bono himself. That would suck.
Don't end up like that Sonny Bobo.
Watch out for trees. We'll see you next week. It's hate week next week, Jake. Hate week.
Hate week?
Oh yeah, all the songs are hate themed.
Thanks.
Coming at your gullet with hate. See ya.